Here, and we're going back to 1987 at the old Boston Garden to relive my very first wrestling show ever in the history of me going to a live wrestling show. And we're going through all the matches in order, mind you. Trust me, my memory is ironclad. Now, granted, this is 1987, but I don't have the 87 IC title, Intercontinental title, so unfortunately I can't put that in there. But I can put the match on there.
Is a steel cage match.
And unlike everything else, I can actually do the entrances here, but there's no music due to the copyright thing, so you get to see the entrances, you just can't hear the entrances, and that's okay, because you don't need to. As the challenger at this time comes out first, which is, of course, then it was the Ultimate Warrior who recently lost his title to the Ravishing one at Survivor SummerSlam that year, I think it was, or the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 1 or 2. Anyway, Warrior lost the title to Ravishing Recruit thanks to underhanded things by the Brain himself. Well, some people call him the Brain, some other people use the Weasel. It would be Bobby Heenan in general. And Recruit was actually able to capture the Intercontinental title from the Warrior. And then after that, we proceeded to have which seemed like a never-ending feud between the Warrior and Ravishing Recruit. Here in Boston, at this particular show, the title on the line, as the Ravishing One defends against the Ultimate Warrior. And of course, the cage, which we're nice enough to have here in Boston, as the Ravishing One makes his way to the ring like only he can. Now, granted, I want to tell you guys, if you've never seen Ravishing Recruit live at a house show versus on TV, completely different, I gotta tell you. Because I was 7, folks, and the Ravishing One came out and did his usual stint, which I honestly thought was kind of, although I was not supposed to like Ravishing Recruit, because he was supposed to be the heel, and I'm supposed to not like him. But here comes one of those fun facts about me. As I said earlier, there was a time, there's the wrestling fans of the 80s, and then there was me, who didn't like all the ones that everyone else seemed to. Wow. We're actually going to get him to talk? That would be kind of cool, if that was the case.
What I'd like to have right now...
Oh, wow. That's cool.
...is for all you fat, ugly, inner city sweat hogs, keep the noise down while I take my robe off and show the ladies what a real sexy man looks like. Hit the music.
I'm sorry, folks. I actually couldn't interrupt the Ravishing One because quite frankly, I thought that was genius. And I was dying laughing, believe it or not, even though everyone else was booing hysterically. The thing I was going to point out was right there, he says this, but that was on a TV audience. At a live show, he was not as PG, if you might want to see. He used some other colorful languages to describe the people. And he also has some other colorful ways to tell people to sit down and be quiet.
The Ultimate Warrior!
And there's your intro for him. There you go. And, you know, unlike everyone else back then, that was when the people were going crazy, of course. Again, me being back in the 80s, I didn't like all the guys everyone else liked. I liked the guys I liked. And of course, back then, they didn't wait for the guys to get in the ring to do the intros. They let the guys come to the ring and introduce them, you know, as they came out. And also, the champion always comes out last, which all honesty, I still live by that, and still is a pet peeve of mine to watch a challenger come out after a champion. And for me, that's disrespectful to the champion and a little annoying. That's just me personally. But of course, I've been in the ring a little bit for 20 plus years, and before that I watched wrestling most of my life, and to be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of people who can tell me why there's a good reason for the challenger to ever come out after the champion. But anyway, we're on this, and this is the cage match I got to see. Let's see if we get the same results as I got when I was 7 at this show. And also, folks, I should fair warn you now that, you know, because of back in the 80s, they didn't, you know, have these hoity-toity rules. And it's a house show. They didn't care about the blood loss and whatnot, in all honesty. the barbarians out there who like that kind of stuff got to see all that and then some. If you don't believe me, ask those who got to see John the Rock Morocco and Superfly Jimmy Snuka at the Garden not too long before this. Well, I didn't go to that show, to be honest with you. My uncle was there, I can tell you that, but I was not old enough to go then. This one I was, I guess. I guess they figured, you're 7 now, you're old enough to go to your first wrestling show. And here I was, sitting with the masses in Boston, acting like a tough guy. Well, not a tough guy, but being me, my little loud, high-pitched, squeaky, 7-year-old voice didn't probably sound that much like it does now. And oddly enough, those boos are probably at me because I'm sitting there cheering for Ravishing Rick Rude and not for the Warrior. And again, back then he was the popular one. He was just as popular as the guy in the main event, which, yeah, I know. Now, if I was booking the show back the way I would have had that match first. But because I'm reliving what I got to see in order, we're going to go by facts and how it was in the order I watched it. So that's what we're going to go with. So, and it pains me to see the guy in the main event, but it is what it is. Anyway, Ravishing Rick Rude taking him to the Ultimate Warrior here in this cage match for the Intercontinental title in the Boston Garden of 1987. As you see, the Warriors showing the power and the strength and the no-sell. I mean, the offense by the Warriors to the Ravishing one. Of course, Bobby Heenan, the mouth of the brain himself, for whatever reason. Well, here he didn't have to come out anyway. He was probably busy, celebrating with Andre or something, or keeping Andre from eating someone. But anyway, this is the cage match we got to see. Yeah. Old Warrior slams the Ravishing one down, and the kick to the cross the back of the Ravishing one, kick to the breadbasket. Old Warrior with a hot shot to the Ravishing one. But Rick Rude's another one of those guys that kind of fell down the mid-card and probably never got to the top. I don't think I've ever seen Ravishing Rick Rude get a title shot against Hulk Hogan. He might have. I just don't remember. Probably because Ravishing Rick Rude would work with the guys who needed the work the most. And I guess they figured it wouldn't really make sense for Hogan to wrestle Ravishing Rick Rude since Ravishing Rick Rude was in better shape than him. It could go longer than him and had some more skills than Hogan had. But anyway, and there's a nice rude awakening there, which is what he called his patented neckbreaker on the Ultimate Warrior. Oh, that's exciting, and that's the same result I got, too. Of course, the result with the boos you hear was exactly the result that I got to hear. And, of course, also there was some shenanigans about a chain that was thrown in the ring. But anyway, this is pretty much what you got for what you get. As Ravishing One drops Warrior down with the neck breaker, or he calls the Rude Awakening. In this cage match, which, to be honest with you, I would much rather see a pinfall in a cage match than someone running away. That's my personal opinion. I think the purpose of the cage is keep everyone out and keep the ring in there. And there you go. There you go, folks. There's your winner on return to 1987. See, you guys thought you couldn't go back in time? Well, I'm showing you can. All right, folks. All right, get ready, folks, as we're going to have some music and some snakes. Get ready.